This is video 2 patching and addressing fixtures. It's going to be a rather short video, but I wanted to cover it in a separate video because it is kind of its own kind of process. So, first thing is getting to patch. There's a few ways of getting to patch. You can hit the plus down here and select the patch. That's one way of doing that. Another way is using a shortcut. So you can double click on your virtual keyboard, and that gives you to patch as well. Another option is on a keyboard is holding Alt and hitting A twice, and that takes you here. So we have a fixture in here. It's channel 1, addressed to address 1, and it is a type dimmer. So that means I assigned it to channel 1. It is at address 1 or dimmer 1 or plugged into the dimmer rack at location 1. And it is a dimmer, which means there's only one channel and it is dimmable from 0 to 100% intensity. So how I did that is I'm going to type the channel first. So 2. And then A on the shortcut or at for a board. And then whatever number it's plugged into. Let's say 100. So it's plugged into address 100 here. I type 100, hit enter. It populates that space. It defaults as a dimmer. And it should be working if you patched it correctly. Now we're going to get into a more complex type of fixture. So address 3, or channel 3, my bad, at, let's do address 200, enter. But this fixture is a smart fixture, so it wants more than one address to control. So what we're going to do is click on type and go to search, or by manufacturer or search, and you'll find it. So I'm going to do a Mac Aura, so Mac Aura. I know it is made by Martin, and we'll just do the basic one and click here. So this shows me that it is populating 25 channels, and that's what I did when I clicked on it. It labeled it as the Mac Aura Extended because that's a profile that I picked, or the type that I picked for it. Now, the major thing while working with smart fixtures is not only do you need the address to match, you need the profile or the settings to match. So a lot of smart fixtures have multiple different profiles where they're using maybe 3 channels, 6 channels, 9 channels, 12 channels, 25 channels, whatever, but they can have multiple different versions. And a lot of the time you have to set that on both the lighting console or software and at the fixture so that they match. If they don't match, they can act very weirdly and abnormal, and you may not find that right away. A good test that I like to do is when I'm patching it, I will actually go back to live, select the fixtures that I'm patching or plugging in, and put them in a color. So we'll grab channel 1 through 2 at full, and then what I would do is I would grab them. Oh, these are dimmers. My bad. So, gotta grab the smart fixture. So, this fixture has all these attributes. What I will do, I'll turn it on at full intensity, and then I'll shift it to like a red color. And then when I'm patching both at it, or like getting things patched, I can look on stage and see if it's actually turning on as red. If it's not, I know that there's a patch issue somewhere or something's not connected right. So that's a kind of practice of mine, and that's how I identify that they are in the right mode. I also will, once all of them are done, I'll grab all of them and then I'll move around the color wheel to make sure that the color wheel is matching correctly. Sometimes you could have it in red and the red channel is correct, but when you take it over to green, 1 or 2 fixtures may turn blue or purple or something weird. where it's not supposed to. So double check your things after you get everything patched instead of trying to troubleshoot what's wrong with it a few hours later when you're trying to program. So back to patch. We have 3 addresses here, and we have 2 dimmer or conventional style fixtures and 1 smart fixture. What I want to do is I want to add another smart fixture. So something that I'm going to change here is the universe on how to patch into a different universe. So channel 4 will be at universe 2 in address 1. So you see these are both 1, and if we recall, DMX works at a 512 channel increment, so you can run 512 different addresses or stuff within one universe. We will use multiple universes a lot. So when we use universe 2, we signify that in our patch by doing a 2/1. So that is at universe 2 address 1. These will not act the same. So if I put channel 1 on, it will only control this channel 1. It will not control channel 4 because they are at separate universes, but they are the same address. When you're working with this, addresses are or universes are completely separate from each other. So now we want to change this, and we were like, oh, we want to make that a Mac Aura again. Instead of researching it, we can go back to our show file and just select it, because anything within our show file will be saved here. So we can then click that quickly and do that. Now there's a bunch of options for doing mass patching. One of the ways is just a flat 1 through whatever. So we're going to delete 1 through 5 here. Confirm. So we removed all information from those channels and that patch. But I'm going to do 1 at. Let's do 1 through 5 at. Let's start it right off 1, and we're also going to type this. And when you do that, it autofills everything, and it butts it up to the end of it. So 1 through 25 is channel 1. Channel 2 is 26 through 50. 3 is 51 through 75. And 76 through 100, and so forth. So one of the things I want to point you to is this visual down here. This is a visual aid to see what channels are available in which universe and system. So, for example, we can see all the addresses from 1 through 512. And that allows us, if we need to add fixtures later or something like that, we can see where gaps are in the patch. One of the next things I want to show you, though, is how to add a more efficient way of doing it that allows you to do troubleshooting a lot easier. So these numbers are kind of really hard to remember and work with sometimes. Granted, you can remember 16161, but I want to make that even cleaner. So I'm actually going to add a new fixture. So 10 at 2/1. I'm going to change the fixture type to color source, etc color source spot. Here we go. And I'm going to do the 6 channel direct. So at this point, it's not going to be really great numbers. It's going to be a derivative of 6. But an option that I can do is now, if we go to here, this is now universe 2, I can do what is called an offset. So if I do 10, clear out my command line, 10 through 20 at, I double hit that, 2/1, and then if you look over here, this is offset. by 10, it will do this. And then if I select the type, show, color source. So it looks kind of wonky here, but if we look at our numbers over here, they're all start with 1. What I usually do is I do the first one and then I do the offset on the second, so they're always 0. But whatever you want to do, what this allows you to do is when you're working in the space and actually patching fixtures, if you're trying to troubleshoot it, one of the things you can check is the patch to that fixture matching a 1, a derivative of 1. So is it 11, 21, 31, 41? If it's 52, 55, something along that line where the last number isn't a 1 anymore, you can immediately be like, oh, this fixture has not been patched correctly. So that's just a little tool I use for troubleshooting. It can be rather useful. But again, like you can see there's some gaps here and stuff. In some spaces, you're like, no, I have to push all those fixtures together within the universe. Sometimes you don't. This is if you have the luxury of having multiple universes and can spread out your plot nicely. But I use this a lot for setting up and programming. So another thing is we can do other smart devices. It's not just lighting fixtures. So at channel 100, I'm going to put at universe 3/1. Another option is fog systems. So most, if not all of the systems are usually programmed into EOS. A lot of the software and stuff, they've done a great job of updating it to have all of the, or most of the fixtures to be able to control. So this is a DMX fogger that you can control using the light board. If we were to go to that fixture and look at the ML controls, it shows us a blower and low smoke and some options here. These allow us to control those and program into queues to be identical for every night. So this is the best way I think of controlling foggers and hazers and stuff is through patching it correctly. Now, you need to make sure that, again, the profile maxed exactly. So look up what your fixture's name is and model to every detail you can, and then do some testing to make sure everything's working correctly. So I believe that is it for the patch.